It's one of life's mysteries, sir.
Hello, my name is Doug with Stunt Island Central, and I made a recreation of the Top Gun Maverick trailer in Stunt Island. So I just wanted to show you the process of actually making a scene or two from the trailer. And as you'll see, it's rather painstaking and slow, but Stunt Island is a really cool program that allows you to do things like this. So let's get started. And this is the scene that we'll be looking at. So with a movie trailer like this, you have a lot of shots in rapid succession. So I think this one lasts just about 1 second, but it's a great shot. Looks like a bunch of FA-18s on the ramp at Miramar. And it will be a mostly static shot. You have one guy walking through it, but it should be pretty achievable in Stunt Island. So let's go ahead and switch over to the game. And we'll go to set design. And we need an airport. And the island has 3 airports. There's a little landing strip. That's not going to work. There's LA International Airport here, which might be okay, but it has more of terminal buildings instead of hangars. And we really need hangars or something like that. So let's go to in the northwest part of it. I believe this is called Lone Pine Airport. And we have quite a few hangars, which should fit the scene pretty well. One thing we don't have is a ton of ramp space, so we'll have to be careful about that. Now the shot has a control tower in the background, and that would be nice to get in there. I don't know how possible that's going to be. Here we have some hangars and a control tower, but not really much ramp space. If we back up here, there's a little more ramp space, so we might have to go here. I don't know if the shot will really include the control tower or not, but this is probably our best location to get this shot from. So, well, first thing I'm going to do is add a prop in slot 1. How about a boombox? Sure. And I'm just going to stick it over here out of the way. Okay, now next thing I'm going to do is set up my camera. I'm going to set it up in slot 8. That way it's closer to my non-camera items, and I'm able to easily switch between them as I set up the shot. Okay, so I'm going to add a camera. And let's try maybe in this location. Let's go ahead and place it. I'm just going to click and drag it around to face the right area. Go into adjust. And looks like we need a little bit of altitude. Maybe about 15, 20 feet, somewhere in there. And one of the first things you might notice is that our aspect ratio is quite a bit different than the movie itself and the trailer. In Stunt Island, it was made for almost square screens, a 4:3 aspect ratio, 1.33 to 1. And Top Gun is, I believe, around 2.35 to 1. So it's a much wider screen view. We won't be able to recreate that exactly, but we'll just do the best that we can. Okay, it's roughly facing about to the horizon. And I don't know, I'm not exactly sure how much zoom we need on this. So just comparing it, we have some hangars to the right. Like I said, we probably really won't be able to get control tower in the background there, but that's okay. All right, so this is probably pretty close to the best view we might get. There's really more hangars than we need, and they're a little bit taller, but that's okay. Let me just experiment a little bit, see if I can get any better shots around here. I could go in this area and get the control tower, but I'm really not sure if there's enough room here for the FA-18s. I'm kind of curious though, I'll just go ahead and try it. So let's go to the camera and set up a couple FA-18s. Now in the original Top Gun they used F-14 Tomcats, and those were not available in Stunt Island. They're still not available in Stunt Island, and so it was really impossible to make Top Gun like movies in the original Stunt Island. But fortunately they switched to FA-18 Hornets, and actually FA-18 Super Hornets, and Stunt Island has FA-18s, not the Super Hornets, but close enough. Okay, yeah, you can see there's just not enough ramp space here. We're going to have planes out in the grass, which we don't want. So it's a nice thought to have that control tower in the background, but it doesn't look like it's going to work. So I'll back this on up. And we'll try something like this. Still not sure about zoom. If we zoom in farther, the hangars are going to look bigger, which we don't want them that big. But we can try something like this and see how it works. Okay, let's go with this for now. Okay, let's pick up this FA-18, move it down here, back by the camera. And looks like we have, 8 FA-18s on each side. Okay, that's looking close to what we want. We can have it a little bit closer to the camera. Really close. I might go even a little bit closer still. Okay. So that FA-18 is cut off a little bit more than in the trailer, but that's okay because, like I mentioned, with the aspect ratio, that's probably going to be close. As close to we can get, as close to what we can get. Okay, we need to make sure this one is directly in line, so we'll place it. Adjust the yaw, make sure the shadow is on. Okay, needs to be a little bit closer. But we're going to run into space constraints here. We want a little bit of gap in there, but we also want to be able to see the planes. Okay, a little bit more. All right, it's really close to where the other one's at. Let me bring it in just a tiny bit. Okay, looks pretty good to me. So we'll have a nice gap in there, but we're able to see the planes. Okay, next thing we need to do is just populate the rest of the planes. So add an FA-18. Let's go to the first location, make sure we're still on that. And place another one here. Then we will adjust it and see how far we need to adjust it. If we do 2 right clicks on the location, that puts them pretty much wingtip to wingtip, which might work really well. Let's see how that looks. Okay, very good. I'm just going to keep doing that. So we'll go to our first one and then adjust our east-west by 2, then another 2, And I'm just going to keep doing that to add more FA-18s till we get the number that we need. Okay, so now I believe we have our 8 FA-18s. Let's see how they look on camera. Okay, that looks really good. I like it. They do have shadows. It looks like on the original, the shadows are more morning or late afternoon, but in Stunt Island, it's just a straight down shadow. You can't really adjust that, so not bad. You also notice on the original that the hangars are not so close in, but there's really not much we can do about that. Although I do want to try really quick and see. I guess we're right near the end of this ramp, so even if we went clear to the end, let's see. Yeah, there's going to be hangars there, so we're in a good location. I don't want to second guess that too much. Okay, looks good on the left side there. I will go ahead and populate the planes on the right side. Okay, nice little collection of FA-18s we have here. Let's see how it looks on camera. Alright, that looks good. Now at this point I can adjust my view a little bit if I want. I think it looks pretty good. Our altitude maybe could be adjusted a little bit. I'm just trying to compare and see how the noses line up compared to on the trailer. But on the other hand, I don't want too much of the ramp to show, or too much of the sky. But let's try something like this. Okay, the next thing I want to do is I'll go ahead and save this set and look at it and see what it looks like full screen. Okay, got a number of Top Gun sets here. This is actually number 10. It's one of the last ones I need to complete, or number 11 I should say. Okay, let's fly the stunt. Switch to our camera. Okay, that's looking really nice. I like it a lot. And just comparing the viewpoints from the original, and it's really good. Really good. I like that a lot. Okay, the only thing we really need to do, I think, is I'll play around with the time of day and see if that gives any different effect. But otherwise, I'll just add the guy walking through there, and we'll see how that looks.
Cut!
So let's go to the time of day. Just make it a little bit earlier in the morning. It doesn't change it too much. Let's try 8. Okay, that's probably a little too early in the morning, so yeah, we'll go with 9, just a little slightly subtle time change. Interesting, I just noticed the shading on these changes quite a bit. It's more in shadow there. That's interesting. What if we go late afternoon? Huh. Okay, those are more in shadow, maybe too much there. But I do kind of like how these are in shadow a little bit more, not so much the tails, but the fuselages. If I go a little bit more, but if I went with the morning, some of the tails look like more in shadow. Okay. Interesting. I've been using the game for a lot of years, but I've never really noticed how that changes things. And you can see that here as well. All right, watch how the shading changes. And then if we go to the morning, okay, so which is closer to what we want? I don't know for sure, but let's try about 4:30 in the afternoon. A little too late. 3:30? Okay, I kind of like that look. Sure, let's go with that. Okay, and the guy walking through, it's hard to tell, but it looks like he's 1, 2, 3, in line with about the 4th FA-18. Somewhere in here. Now the question is, which guy are we going to use? Standard bad guy. Try a clipboard guy. I don't know if that's going to look weird, but let's try it. So we'll place him here, make sure he has a shadow. Make him into a face prop. And let's see how that looks.
What?
Okay, not bad.
Cut.
Let me just check the speed on the original trailer and see. He looks like he's going a little bit faster than that. So I'll give our guy a little higher speed. 3 miles an hour ought to be a brisk walk.
What?
And I think we're almost done here. Let's take a look and see. All right, and one other thing I might do. Let me go back and look here. Yeah, he doesn't really turn on the long view. He's just walking straight through, so I think that's good. Let me go ahead.
Let's try it again. What?
And film this. Make sure he gets all the way through. Okay, looks good. Let's go ahead and save this. So
that's a wrap.
And, oh, yep.
That's a wrap.
And I'm just going to print this in film format. Save it into my directory here. And we can view it in the theater. Okay, looks good. I'm a little curious about something. So let me load that back up. I'm not sure if the time I almost feel like it makes the planes harder to see, but I don't know. I'll do this at a different time and save it as a different film. That way I'll be able to choose in the final cut.
That's a wrap.
Okay, and we have just a little mini scene that we need to film here. And that is the guy walking in front of the FA-18s in a really close view. So I'll bring my set 11 up. I'll save this as set 10, scene number 10. Okay, we can leave everything as is, but we just need to add a new camera. Okay, at this point I just need to do a bunch of fine tuning to figure out exactly the shot that I want.
Quiet.
There we go. Okay, just need a little more, probably need to slow my guy down some, and also change my camera yaw rate a little bit higher. Let's try 4 degrees per second there. And let's slow him down to 1 mile an hour.
Quiet.
Okay, so problem we're running into there is we're a little close to the airplanes, and the shading is going away. So let's try back it off. 5 feet. And see if that helps. And I don't think he needs to be turned quite that much. Let's try that.
Quiet.
Okay, we still have some of the sorting issues.
Cut.
Maybe less zoom would help. This is something that gets a little frustrating.
Quiet.
Yeah, no real change there.
Cut.
It's going to be a quick shot, so we may just have to deal with it. Okay. All right, let's try this again.
Quiet.
Yeah, it's too much zoom now.
Cut. Quiet.
Okay, I think for no quicker than, or no more than the shot lasts, that's going to be okay. So let's go ahead and print it.
That's a wrap.
And save it as Top Gun 10. And here we go. Here we go. 2 quick scenes completed from my little trailer. Okay, very good. Thanks for following along with me as I set up some scenes from the Top Gun Maverick trailer.